Hi, I'm Camille. Today I'm going to do a perfume ranking for the Hauts of Sillage signature collection. This is 10 perfumes from their main line. I'm going to put the different fragrant notes up in a graphic and not go through all of them. I'm more just going to give my ranking and my one or two impressions of each perfume as I go. I will give you my preliminary ranking and my final ranking, and just one or two notes about each fragrance so that this doesn't take forever. In 10th place is Benevolence. The name on each fragrance is also inside the cap. Things I like about Hauts of Sillage a lot are obviously the cupcake designed bottles. I think they're lovely, and that's I think why I became a little bit obsessed and got so many of these. And they all have great atomizers, which is a big plus. So the initial thought I have when smelling Benevolence is it's sweet, but it's a little bit like a rancid kind of sweet. To me, it just is not an appealing sweetness. One of the base notes is something called sugary notes, but I don't really, it's not leaning to me, even though it's got vanilla in it. The vanilla scent doesn't really come across for me. It's just there's something sweet but sickly sweet, not an appealing kind of sweet for me in this fragrance, so it's in last place. In 9th place is Emerald Rain. It's one of the two black cupcakes. This one with gold rhinestones on it. The biggest reason why this is in 9th place, cat event, is because almost every time I spray this, I sneeze. So we'll see if I sneeze. Yeah. Definitely my sinuses are going crazy right now. It has benzoin in it, which I think I'm maybe not a big fan of benzoin, but if you like benzoin, maybe you like this fragrance. It's much spicier than the previous fragrance, and yeah, it's got cardamom in it, so it's just more of a spicy fragrance if you like benzoin, if you like spicy. But I am allergic to something in this one, so I couldn't handle wearing it. I don't hate the fragrance, it's just, for me, it's not a good match. In 8th place, which is a drop down from my preliminary ranking of 5th, is Hauts Bijoux. I've just got that in a travel spray. This is the travel spray that you get with Hauts Bijoux. Their travel sprays still have the same very nice atomizers. This is another one that, is it's got a lot of fruity elements in the fragrance pyramid, but I don't get a lot of fruit, especially in the initial spray. As it dries down, it becomes a little bit more fruity. It's another one that's a little bit sour to me. Yeah, the base note is amber. Again, it's nothing objectionable, it's just not a fragrance that I am a big fan of, so another one I'm very unlikely to wear. In 7th place, Hot Lips is going to stay here, is Chevaux D'Or, which means blonde hair, basically. Golden hair, blonde hair. It's fruity. The top notes are strawberry and magnolia, which if you've smelled actual magnolia flower, which I've been fortunate enough to do with living in the United States in the South my whole life, they have, magnolia has a very citrusy scent. So a light citrus floral with the strawberry is the top note. The dry down, the base notes are rose and sandalwood, or the heart notes are rose and sandalwood. I didn't look that up again. Definitely the rose comes through a little bit. It's, you know, incorrect to just say, oh, it smells like rose, because they have so many variations in the way that they smell. But this one smells more like a creamy rose. So a creamy rose, Chevaux D'Or, 7th place, down from 3. In 6th place, Nous et Moi, which sort of means tie me up. It has stayed in 6th position in my original ranking and in my final ranking. So it must be 6th position for me. It's spicy. Just a hint of patchouli. I'm not getting like an overwhelming patchouli burst from this. But definitely a spicy oriental kind of fragrance. Which, not my favorite, but you know. Halfway through, in 5th position, Tiara. Now, what I'm gonna say, you're gonna think to yourself, how can that be in 5th position when this is what she's saying is the first thing she gets from this fragrance? Well, it is. I get pencil shavings. The top note to me, pencil shavings. The dry down becomes much more pleasant, which is why it went from 8th originally in my ranking to 5th. So if you can get past the pencil shavings start, it's got rose, peony, vanilla, musk, and amber. It sweetens up quite a bit as it dries down, but the initial spray, it's a little challenging. So that's it. Tiara in 5th place. Now we're getting down to business. In 4th place, Passion de l'amour. My original ranking had this in 7th position. So again, as it dries down, as you wear it a little bit, the fragrance to me improves. This has an ingredient in it called Leatrix, which, if you look up what do people describe Leatrix as fragranced of, they will say tobacco as one of the possibilities. So without looking up the ingredients, my thoughts on this were it smelled a little bit smoky and a little bit like tobacco. So it's got, if you like Tom Ford Lost Cherry, it doesn't have any of the sweetness of the fruit of that, but it has that same kind of smoky richness going on. So it's a very specific fragrance. This is not something you would wear every day. It is more sensual, more alluring, not for office use. Yeah, and I don't even know if I would wear this, but I like the way it smells. It's just, it's a little bit different. It's interesting. And I also have the special edition bottle of that because I thought the bottle was pretty. And in 3rd place, just shifted from 4th place, is Cherry Garden. This one I suspect is very popular because it seems to sell out a lot on the website. Again, that's reminding me of something not traditionally considered perfume, like masking tape. It's reminding me of masking tape. Or like that brown sticky packing tape. That's what the initial impression of Cherry Garden is for me. The dry down, it becomes a little bit more pleasant, and it is one that I will wear out in the world. I'm not concerned that I'm offending anyone with some strange fragrance when I wear this one. So it just seems like a much more utilitarian, everyday kind of fragrance, but still different. I mean, they're all different. If you want a perfume that's different, visit Hauts of Sillage. In second place, Love is in the Air, which has a very dark juice. Love is in the Air reminds me very much of something from the 1980s. I haven't done my research and acquired a bunch of 1980s fragrances to figure out, does it smell like Avon Sweet Honesty? Does it smell like Enjoli? Does it, you know, what does it smell like? So it has a very sort of retro 80s scent. The base note is patchouli, and it is definitely a patchouli heavy fragrance. I'd say a little bit goes a long way. Don't douse yourself in this and then leave your house. Just a couple days ago, I put some on, I sprayed, and I was, after an hour, like, I have to wash this off. It's very strong. But it's pleasant, and it has that sort, you know, if you're of a certain age, if you remember the 1980s, you might feel some nostalgia smelling this. It's sweet, it's a little bit spicy, it's got the patchouli. It's just very strong, and it's very long lasting. So be careful. If you work with people who are very sensitive to fragrance, I would say don't wear this around them, or just wear it, you know, a little bit that only you can smell. And in first place, and this stayed in first place for my preliminary ranking until now, Holiday. So Holiday, on the first spray, smells Christmassy. So it's great for this time of year. It has like a Christmas tree, pine, cedar kind of top note. So it definitely has some that holiday coming through, Christmas. It smells a little bit more unisex than some of the other fragrances. And the dry down is fruitier, so like an orange, blackcurrant. Even though those are supposed to be, I think, the top notes, to me they come through more on the dry down once the initial Christmas tree scent goes away. But I quite like it. It doesn't have anything in it that is offending me, nothing that I'm going, oh, but that's sour, or, you know, something like that. It's just, it is a holiday. I hope you enjoyed my ranking of the Hauts of Sillage signature collection. Now I can give those away for Christmas. Don't you wish you knew me? Please like and subscribe and watch some of my other videos where I do all kinds of different things. Perfume ranking, crafting, tap dancing, singing, and if you have a chance, watch my side project of the Lola LaRue show, the Lola LaRue variety show, which you can find on YouTube, or I will put a link in the description. So happy holidays, and I hope everyone has a great new year. Bye.